What is up, everybody? We are live on a Tuesday live edition of the Wide Eye Sports Podcast. Usually, me and the boys, we record every Tuesday. We normally post it Wednesday mornings. You're normally seeing this Wednesday morning. So we just decided we do a little live stream today. Just forego the recording. We're here coming at you live. You'll get all the mistakes, all the outtakes, all that good stuff that you normally miss, like Spoon. He didn't do it on camera because he's a little shy, but he was just eating a banana because he loves the shape. So that was really nice. But first off, I want to ask you guys, hey, take a second. If you also love the shape of bananas, subscribe to the video. We appreciate these things. And if you like this video, we're starting something very new here at Wide Eye. Every single video will have a 50 likes giveaway. Every single video. So every video we do, if it hits 50 likes, we will do a small prize giveaway on those videos. And then if we, consistently hit that 50 like mark, then we'll up it to, 100. And then the prizes will get bigger and more elaborate and all those things. So, hey, give it a like. It's only going to help you in the future. And then lastly, before we roll the credits, I would like to take a second and bring up that we here at Wide Eye Sports have started a Pick'em League. And you can be a part of that Pick'em League. It is a $10 entry. And down at the bottom, there's our email and our X and IG username. You can DM me. You can email me. However you want to get a hold of us. And you can be a part of that Pick'em. It's just straight up winners. No spreads. Just winners. Suicide League throughout the entire season. Winners split the pot at the end if there's multiple winners. If not, you get to keep the pot. The pot size will be decided by how many people join. Right now, I think we're up to like 7 people. So right now it's a $70 pot. So the more people we get, the bigger the money gets. And with that, we're going to proceed with the actual episode now. So roll the credits. All right, that was a nice little 2-minute intro. Got everything out. It was just a quick run through. But I wanna take a second. And I want to talk about the Brian Flores versus Tua Tagovailoa issue that's creeped up in the past couple of days. Riley, I kind of talked with you about it. Spoon, you haven't heard anything about this, right?
No, I haven't heard anything.
All right. So I'm going to read you the quote from Tua. So Tua went on a podcast show type situation. He did a whole interview. And then at the end of the interview, when it was kind of over, right? Like they're like, have a good one, whatever. He's like, well, by the way, what do you think of Brian Flores? Like, it was just kind of a one-off question. So it wasn't like meant to be this super in-depth thing. And Tua said this. I'll read you the exact quote. Well, to put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you you suck at what you did, that you don't belong here doing what you do, that you shouldn't be here, that this guy should be here, and that you haven't earned this, Tagovailoa said of the approach Flores took with him. And then you have somebody else come in, McDaniel, and tell you, dude, you're the best fit for this. Like, you're accurate. You're the best whatever. You're this, you're that. Like, how would it make you feel one versus the other? So that happened. And so people were kind of talking about, like, was this part of the reason Brian Flores got fired from Miami? Like, what? Because I don't know if you guys remember that situation, but he was like they went like 1-7 to start the season, and then they finished the season like 7-1 and ended up being 800, and they still fired him. And it was that's when he like did the racist lawsuit and all that jazz happened. But Brian Flores, hears this, and essentially what happened was he showed up to do his weekly presser with the Vikings, as he does every week because he's the defensive coordinator. And 2 defensive players came up with him, the defensive tackle, Harrison Phillips, and one of our safeties, who was it? Josh Metellus. I couldn't think of his name. And they basically were asked why they were at the presser with him. And he was like, because we have his back. Like, we're here to have our coach's back, essentially. And they asked Flores about it. And Flores was just like, yo, listen, like, I don't think that's who I am. I don't have that same recollection of the situation, but like, obviously that's how he feels. And I have nothing but the best wishes for him. But all I'm going to do with this is look and see how I can move forward best, how I can make the best out of this situation. And if somebody out there doesn't like the way I did things, how can I learn and improve and become a better coach and do the things I want to do to make a world where this isn't the notion of who Brian Flores is as a head coach. So I thought that was kind of a weird thing for Tua to do. Like he could have, like it was kind of a one-off thing at the end of an interview. He could have just been like, yeah, we had our differences, but he's up in Minnesota now, so whatever. But I mean, he went full like flamethrower, scorched earth. Fuck this guy. He said I sucked. I say he sucks. So, I mean, what do you guys think of it?
I mean, for me, it kind of makes Tua come off as soft. I mean, Bill Belichick was praised by players for the way he would tear into Tom Brady in meeting rooms.
Yeah.
I think it just has more to do with the player and conflicting coaching styles.
Spoon?
If it is.
I mean, honestly, I don't really care about this type of drama. Like, it doesn't really
interest you.
I don't know. Like, it's like, okay, what do I do with this? Because obviously, like, all that it shows me is that Tua did not like Brian Flores. Brian Flores didn't like him. Okay, cool. Well, you don't play together anymore, so you guys can move on. Like, why are we bringing this up? Kind of.
Do the Vikings play Miami this year?
No, we don't play Miami.
That's a shame.
No, so I don't know. They asked Brady about it, and Brady kind of like tried to like dodge the question, and then they asked him about it again. And he was like, "Listen, I'm not going to go in on this. I love Flo. I love Tua's game, but anytime a coach was hard on me, I took it because I obviously needed it. If they were being hard on me, it's because I needed it." And so I took that to heart, and I used it to make a better situation.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying Mike McDaniels is a terrible coach either, but if you look at Mike McDaniels and you look at Brian Flores, you can just tell that, like, okay, Brian Flores is probably going to be a little harder on the players.
Yeah. Defensive coach versus offensive coach.
And you already see,
obviously.
And you see, too, that, like, Mike McDaniels, like, he'll get out there and have some fun with the players a little bit. He's more of, like, I think he's more like a friend.
Coach.
Yeah, he's a player's coach and not really.
Flo is a Belichick disciple and runs the Belichick scheme and learned how to coach in New England. So, obviously, he's going to have that same kind of aura and vibe that Belichick had. And McDaniels is the fucking G. He's the homie, right? Like I love McDaniel. Like I've talked about it on the show all the time how much I love McDaniel. He's awesome, and I love both coaches, but they obviously two different playing styles, how that works. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that for a second, just get you guys' thoughts and opinions. Next up, we got Brandon Aiyuk. Still no news on Brandon Aiyuk. I have had like 3 different updates in the past week saying there's a deal done. It's going to happen. And then nothing happens. And I'm like, what? Why'd you tell me that it was going to happen? Like,
well, last I heard about the Steelers, the deal was done, but I guess the money wasn't there or something.
Yeah, they were offering him like 28 million.
Yeah, they were offering him less than 28 mil. And I guess obviously Aiyuk wants more.
Yeah, it was like originally they had a deal that everybody agreed on, but it just never got sent through and nobody knows why. And then the Steelers now had a second trade where there was no player involved with which the 49ers wanted a player back if they were going to give up Aiyuk. And then the picks were good, but Aiyuk didn't like the money. So what we know is we know nothing. Other than 2 or 3 weeks ago, McCaffrey was doing a live interview where he said he referred to Aiyuk as a former teammate.
Yeah.
But then Deebo Samuel just this past week, it was either on an Instagram live or on a podcast. He said, we don't got to worry about BA. He'll be here. He's going to be on the team next season. So, like, you're getting conflicting reports from teammates. Like, you don't know what's going on. But I do. Spoon, do you have?
Not about this. I have something else I wanted to talk about, though.
What's up?
I have 2 things that have been bothering me, and I wanted to get one of them out of the way, okay?
Hit it.
It doesn't have to do with this. It does have to do with contracts and stuff, though.
You're good. We'll circle back to this in a second.
Okay, so just real quick, guys, who's the number 1 receiver in the NFL?
Justin Jefferson.
JJ.
Riley. Okay. Who would be your number 2?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, probably Tyreek or Jamar.
Okay, cool. Because it kind of pisses me off that CeeDee Lamb turned down a $33 million contract because he wants to be the highest paid player at wide receiver. And I'm just sitting here like, no, 33 mil is perfect for you. That is that is right the ball. That is the ballpark. That is perfect. What are you doing turning that down? Kind of pissed me off. Honestly, at this point, I'm just like, you know what? Let CD sit out. I don't give a fuck. You offered him a reasonable contract. If he doesn't want to take it and he wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, see you, buddy. I'm sorry, you're not it.
It's not the quarterback market where the next man up becomes the highest paid.
Right. Well, hold on. It normally is. Every market's that way. But unfortunately for CD, he's getting a contract at the time the actual best receiver in the league is getting a contract.
Yeah.
Like that's the shitty part. If JJ had got his contract last year and it was for 35, I guarantee you they would give CD 36 this year. Guaranteed it. But the fact that they have on CD, listen, JJ is better and he just got 35. We're not giving you 36. So he's kind of fucked in that regard. And which also, speaking of that, Spoon, baffles me that Jamar Chase is doing a hold-in Cincinnati right now.
So they actually did a segment on this, right?
Yeah.
And it made quite a bit of sense to me.
Really?
So, like, if you are holding out, you are not in the facilities, you're not in the locker room, so they can go on with business without you. If you do a hold in, the football facilities are just like a work. And if you have a coworker that is showing up visibly miserable every day because he's waiting on a contract, that is almost a cancer to the locker room. So the argument is that if you do a hold in and you're showing that you're miserable there, it's a bigger motivation for them to get you paid, so you're not being such a problem in-house.
I mean, I get that, and that part of it makes sense. It's the why he thinks he would get a bigger contract than JJ the same year JJ got one. Like, CeeDee Lamb, it was put in this position because the year he was drafted. Jamar Chase is putting himself at a disadvantage. If he just played this year and waited till next year, the dude would get $38 million, no sweat. Like, just, here you go. Cool. We're glad we got the deal done. Like, that's all it would take, and it is just mind-blowing that he is handicapping himself to 35.1 or 36 million, trying to get that out of it when next year you could get so much more, which is what JJ did. The Vikings tried to sign JJ last offseason. They were trying to sign him to like 27, 28 million. And he told them, I'm going to wait. I'm going to play out the season, and I'm going to wait. And yeah, he got hurt. JJ got hurt, but he also had 1,000 yards in less than 10 full games. So, like, if you're that good, you'll show it, and they'll pay you. If you're not that good, then you're not that good. So it blows my mind that Jamar Chase is handicapping himself, trying to get himself a contract this year, when next year he could make himself more money.
Yeah, he could have a great season and then get yourself even more money.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Especially with a healthy Burrow coming in now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God. Jamar Chase could lead the league in receiving yards. Like, especially with only T. Higgins there now. Tyler Boyd's gone, so some targets open up. I mean, Jamar Chase could be looking at 170, 180 targets.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because that kind of pissed me off. And I'm just like, okay, I don't even care. I really don't care if the contract gets signed or not. Let CD just chill. Let him sit if he wants to.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all for that. I mean, I'm lucky. JJ is the best, so it was kind of, he was going to get done first, and the CD situation didn't even start until JJ signed his, right? Like, they weren't even going to touch it until JJ had his contract. Yeah. So, because they didn't want to pay more, pay less, whatever. But all right, so we're going to circle back to the Brandon Aiyuk thing. And I've seen these going around a lot, and I want to do them here on the show. Speak when you hear a better wide receiver than Brandon Aiyuk. So don't say anything until you hear a receiver that is better than Brandon Aiyuk. Okay? I'm just going to go up my list here. Okay? Garrett Wilson.
Done. I think Garrett Wilson's he's about to pop off. I would take if I was starting a team right now. I would probably take Garrett Wilson over Brandon Aiyuk.
I think
you got to start it. You got to start it lower, a little lower.
I mean, I started it 25th in the league in receiving yards last year, and Brandon Aiyuk was 7th. Like, I went down pretty far. Like, I was like, I'll do top.
Maybe
25.
I spoke up a little too soon, but man, Garrett Wilson's quarterback also got injured week
That's
1.
fair. Okay,
Like Jamar Chase is better than Brandon Ayuk, and Brandon Ayuk has 3 yards than him.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let's redo this.
We can redo it. That's fine.
All right. I'll give you some other names. Okay. Current DeAndre Hopkins, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, George Pickens, Stephon Diggs.
I think Diggs is better. Even old man Diggs.
Right now, I wouldn't.
Michael Pittman Jr., Keenan Allen.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Shut up. Amari Cooper. And then after, like, I left out, like, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I left those names out. But those were the other, like, you know, I left out Devontae Adams. So, all right, now we're going to do this one, all right? So, continue the same streak, okay? DJ Moore.
I think
I would take DJ Moore. Okay. I would take DJ Moore over him.
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh,
go ahead. Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nico Collins. Okay. So, the only ones... So, that puts him in, like, the top 15 to top 10 wide receivers in the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's where his, like...
Why didn't you say Mike Evans?
Did I not say Mike Evans?
You didn't say Mike Evans.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did. My bad. Mike Evans.
Yeah.
So that's... So
I'll take
6,
old man Mike over
7,
him right
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that puts him at like 13th in the league, according to you guys, of about where his value is in the league. So, I mean, I don't know why he's demanding all this money of like, I want $33 million. I want $32 million. Like the Browns are willing to offer him like 31, I think is what the deal, or 32 is what the deal was. And he was like, no, I'm good. And you get to play with a great defense in Cleveland. I think they have trash quarterback play, but you get good talent around you. Nick Chubb will be back at some point, and he's only 28. So I know wide receiver or running backs have the 30 age cliff, but Chubb's had knee injuries. We know what Nick Chubb is, and I think it's wild that you're like, offensive head coach, great defense. I'm good with only $32 million. Like what?
Yeah.
Like no. Like you're not a top 10 guy. Like I'm good on that.
28 mil right now. I mean, this is without the CD Lamb contract.
Yeah.
Being him not accepting one, obviously, but 28 mil would put him above DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Is that after the extension?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. So he's still at 28?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Like,
so
all he's got to do is make 25 mil, puts him tied at 9th. Like that's, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I agree.
For a ton of money.
I agree. I feel like he's asking to be overpaid. And I don't know if you guys remember this a few years back. Lions wide receiver Kenny Golladay. You guys remember Kenny Golladay?
I do.
He got a huge. I mean, he got let walk. Like the Lions let him walk, and then the Giants gave him a huge payday. And I mean huge at that time. It was like top 3 wide receiver money, and then he bounced out of the league in like 3 years because he just wasn't that good. Yeah. He was in a good offensive scheme with a decent quarterback who made him look good with other weapons around him, and it was just you're not always that guy just because you do well. Sometimes it has to do with the situation you're in, and Brandon Ayuk's in one of those situations. Is he a top 15, top 20 wide receiver? Absolutely. Yeah. Is he a top 5, top 10 guy? No way. He's just not. So I don't know why this is such a big deal. I don't know why he thinks he's worth so much, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. We're going to move on to the next player on my list of these. We're going to do 3 of them. We're going to do a receiver, a running back, and a quarterback. Next guy up, Saquon Barkley. So I'm just gonna go up the list here again, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna start low. I'm gonna start low on the running backs list because there's only there's only a certain number of running backs you really want, and so I'm gonna start low. James Conner, Raheem Mostert, Devin Singletary, Javonte Williams, Kenneth Walker III, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, James Cook, Chuba Hubbard, Kyron Williams,
No.
Josh Jacobs.
I think
I
at this point,
think
Josh is better.
Yeah, I think I'll speak up on that one too.
All right. Josh Jacobs is one. Oop. Tony Pollard, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, no, okay.
I
don't
Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Rashad White, CMC.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went down the list of. Oh, I forgot one. Breece Hall.
I love Breece Hall,
I'd take
really do.
Saquon.
but I'd probably
You would take Saquon, Riley? You'd both
Yeah.
take Saquon? Okay.
I'd probably take Saquon. No, I can't do that. Nope.
You're taking Breece?
I was gonna say I would probably take him this season, but like if I was starting a franchise, I'm taking Breece Hall right now.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But
Last one, Jahmyr
I
Gibbs.
don't know.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're saying Saquon's a top 3, top 4 back in the NFL. Everybody cool with that?
That's fair.
That puts, you guys said Christian McCaffrey, yes. Josh Jacobs, yes. And 50-50 on Breece Hall. All right.
That's fair.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty accurate. I won't lie to you. I think that's pretty much dead nuts on. I would take him over Breece Hall. Like I would take Saquon, but I would also take him over Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs I thought he was overrated as a Raider, and now he's a Packer, so you can only imagine how I feel about him. So I'm not going to let my bias show on that. I just, as a Raider, he was given a very good offensive line and a lot of touches. So I don't think he is,
I think Josh Jacobs is about to have one hell of a season. That's all I have to say.
Hey, maybe. All right, next guy up on the list, the quarterback. We got Joe Burrow. We got Joey B as our quarterback we're going to do this for. All right, so I'm going to start at Joe Burrow on the list. I'll start at his name on the passing yards list. We'll go from there. Kirk Cousins. Justin Fields. Desmond Ridder. Bryce Young. Russell Wilson. Justin Herbert. Gardner Minshew. Geno Smith. Lamar Jackson.
Give me Lamar.
Jalen Hurts. Derek Carr. Sam Howell. Matthew Stafford. Trevor Lawrence. Baker Mayfield.
Don't do this to me. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
CJ Stroud. Jordan Love. I swear to God, if either of you talk, I'll kill you both. Patrick Mahomes.
That's obvious,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Brock Purdy. Josh Allen.
I'd take him over Burrow.
Are we on
Spoon?
over Burrow? Yeah, I would
Okay.
take him over Burrow.
Yep. Dak Prescott. Jared Goff. Tua Tagovailoa. All right, so we're saying he is a
I'd put him in
Top-
top 3.
top 3, top 4, because I would probably take Lamar over him coming off in a fresh MVP season. But I see the argument there, and I'm not saying like it's like a no-brainer. I'm just saying like I think Lamar is, constantly dogged on, and I'm not here for it. But yeah, so we got Burrow is top 3, Saquon is top 3, and then Aiyuk is top 15. All right, that was pretty easy. That was pretty easy at the 3. I've been seeing those all over the interwebs, so I wanted to give it a shot on the show, talk about it a little bit. We can do some more of them if you guys want. You guys can do some of them if you want.
I want to do some more, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't have any for us today, but we can definitely give it another shot sometime. And by all means, bring your own players. Next up,
we just talked about quarterbacks too. I just wanted to. This has been on my mind.
Hit it up,
there was a comment that was on a YouTube video of ours. I tried to find it. It was old. Gardner Minshew has been announced as the starter for the Raiders. So whoever that was,
I remember that.
I
remember that.
Said that. Oh no, it's definitely going to be Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell was the best rookie quarterback last year is what they put. I remember that comment. They were like, Aiden O'Connell was the best rookie quarterback last year. He's definitely going to start. Minshew's not even going to play. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah,
we
said,
told you that Minshew was going to start.
There's no way Gardner Minshew doesn't start, and they announced, last week that he was for sure the starter.
Just a couple days ago. I think
was it a couple days ago?
Yeah, over the weekend.
I read that, and I was just like, yep, going to definitely bring that up on the pod that we were right.
Check.
Give us one.
We've actually never been wrong about Raiders starting quarterback takes in the entire podcast history. So remember that. We're actually 100% 1 for 1. So never been wrong. Not trying to humble brag. We are the best podcast in the world. So humble brag. Next up, this is another thing I've been seeing going around. Random drafts, like just drafting random things. And I wanted to take our hand of it with fantasy football season being around and all the drafts we're doing. I mean, me and Spoon were just in another draft last night, like lots of drafts going on. Yep. I want to draft your top 3 game day foods. So foods that if you go over to somebody's house or if you're hosting a game day at your house, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, just having people over for Sunday football all day. What are your top 3 foods? So I'm going to take and bite the bullet here. Okay. You two pick a number between 1 and 10 for the number 1 pick. So it's 1 and 10. I have the number. I'm going to write it down here so I can't cheat. Hold on. Let me write it down. I wrote it down really big on this piece of paper right here. So what is the number? Riley, you go.
Okay. Never mind.
Spoon goes. Nope. Spoon went first. So Riley, now you go.
6.
The number was 8. The number was 8 on the dot. That was good, Spoon.
Why taking it number 1?
So your favorite food.
I mean, honestly, dude, like whenever you said that, I tend to sit down and watch more college football than I do NFL, and that's only because
that's fine. Just your game day football foods.
So when I think of that, I think of okay, like Saturday, I'm about to get up at 10:30, watch the 11 o'clock Big Ten matchup. What am I getting? I'm probably going to get some wings.
Some wings. Wings go number 1 overall. Wings at the number 1 slot. Riley, you get the number 2 overall pick.
I'm going to go with burgers. Can't go wrong with burgers.
Burgers.
Throw a little bacon on them.
A little bacon cheeseburger action. A little burger sauce with the cut up pickles and mayo and ketchup, everything all mixed together already. That's good stuff. All right, I get the turn. That's right, I get the turn, the first turn. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna throw down brats. I mean, brats are just a staple. I mean, you can't have a good grill out and game day without brats. And then at the top of the second round, I'm gonna take cheese dip. Like Rotel, like meat and cheese dip.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives the floor back to Riley.
I'll go with Doritos. Can't go wrong with Doritos.
Are you picking all chips or just Doritos specifically? You can take chips off the board if you want to. If you really want to fuck Spoon
I'll
here.
take chips then.
All right, chips it is.
Okay, then. I don't know how this game day meal fell to me. I figured it'd be higher, but I mean, I'm down for some pizza while I'm eating, or while
some pie.
I don't have to leave the house. I'll just be like, "Yep, bring me over a large stuffed crust, pepperoni and jalapeno pizza."
Oh, stuffed crust.
Yeah.
You got the top of the third round too, Spoon. So you got it back to back.
So I got wings. I got pizza. What am I missing? Probably a side. You know what? Some mozzarella sticks.
Some mott sticks. Okay. I see you. I see you with the deep fried cheese.
Yeah.
Riley?
Love me some cheese.
I am gonna go with buffalo chicken dip.
Buffalo chicken dip.
And
Damn.
if you
good
have
one.
not had
Sniped me.
that,
That's a
for
good
the
one.
viewers at home, you have missed out on a lot.
So that's not a big
That's a
thing
really good
here
one.
in Washington, in the Pacific Northwest, just in general. Buffalo chicken dip, not a big thing. And I made it for my family for the first time last season, and they're like, "What the fuck is this? Where has this been?" And I'm like, "Yeah, little cream cheese, a little
So
pulled
good.
chicken, a little buffalo sauce, a little cheddar cheese. Throw that in that Instapot, leave it for a few hours. Mwah. All right, game day. It's been a hard day. After noon game, the Vikings lost, right? They had a rough day, and I'm just sitting there. I'm watching Sunday Night Football, and I think to myself, what could I use right now? I could use a little ice cream. Ice cream for me. I could use a little ice cream to soothe the soul of the burn that was that hard L I took earlier that day. So I'm taking ice cream. Ice cream is a game day food. You heard it here first. All right, so Spoon, you're walking away with your team being wings, pizza, and mott sticks. I would say a very strong case to be the best team in the league next season. Riley, you're coming in with the classics. You got your burgers, your chips, and then your buffalo dip. I mean, that is as classic as it gets. And then I'm pulling out the end with brats, some Rotel cheese dip, and then some ice cream to end it off. I feel like those are pretty good game day foods. I feel like we did a pretty good job. These guys didn't know we were doing that. That was
I had
all
no
off the top
idea.
of their heads. So
Probably would have went with something else besides mozzarella sticks. Probably like some
Nah, I think that-
spinach artichoke dip or something.
yeah,
but
spinach artichoke dip didn't make it.
yeah,
And
I love that though.
I love some spinach artichoke dip. I love me some spinach artichoke
Pick
dip.
it up
But I
on the
didn't really,
waiver wire.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna hit up the
based
waiver wire.
based off that, I have priority on the waiver wire right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and take spinach artichoke dip off the waiver wire. But do you guys have anything else? Anything else for the viewers? Anything else you want to mention? Say no. All right, I have one thing. This season will be our second season doing this podcast, and if you want to help us, all it takes is 2 seconds to like and subscribe, and you can help couch quarterbacks everywhere make their dreams come true by getting to talk about football on the internet a couple times a week. It's a real thing. Reach out, help somebody. Thank you. We will see you guys next week.